Tutsis were the royal family of Rwanda throughout recorded history. During colonial times, the European imperialism broke down the monarchy to a German colony. While the upper class was still comprised mainly of Tutsi, the commoners were primarily Hutu. In order to pay reparations for World War I, the Germans gifted the country of Rwanda to Belgium. To simplify the division of power, the Belgians classified the entire aristocracy as Tutsi, and the majority of the population, the lower class, as Hutu. Identification cards were issued because there was no apparent difference between the two divisions of the Rwandan ethnicity.
So, what is the actual difference between a Hutu and a Tutsi?
According to the Belgian colonists, the Tutsis are taller, more elegant. It was the Belgians that created the division.
Oh.
They picked people, those with thinner noses, lighter skinned. They used to measure the width of people's noses. The Belgians used the Tutsis to run the country. Then when they left the power to the Hutus. And of course, the Hutus took revenge on the elite Tutsis for years of repression. Am I telling the truth, Paul?
Yes, unfortunately. Please take this to the general. Benedict is our finest journalist in Kigali, an expert on the subject.
So what are you, Paul?
I am Hutu. Gentlemen.
More champagne?
More champagne would be nice. Thank you. Nice.
Excuse me, honey. Can I ask you a personal question? Are you a Hutu or a Tutsi?
I am Tutsi.
And your friend, Tutsi?
No, I'm Hutu.
They could be twins.
After World War II, Belgium placed Rwanda under the United Nations jurisdiction to prepare the country for independence. An election was held in 1959, and the newly established Hutu Nationalist Party, or Parme Hutu, gained political power by portraying the Tutsi as the evil monarchy. As a result of the Tutsis' loss in the election, violence erupted between the social classes. 20,000 Tutsis were killed, and 200,000 fled the country to seek refuge in neighboring Uganda.
The Rwandese Patriotic Front came into power in 1985, which demanded recognition of their rights as Rwandans. In 1990, many of the Tutsi who had fled the country returned to Rwanda due to valuable natural resources in territories primarily occupied by the Hutus. Hutu President Habyarimana encouraged inter-ethnic rivalry to counter the Tutsi invasion of 1990. The Rwandan government justified the invasion as an effort for the Tutsis to gain power once again. Even though the president was a Hutu himself, he repressed Hutu rebels.
On July 12th, after 2 years of battling, a ceasefire went into effect on July 31st. The Arusha Records were signed to bring an end to the fighting and to start political peace agreements. The peace agreements was rendered useless as of April 6, 1994, when a jet carrying President Habyarimana and Cyprian Tarayamira was shot down while on approach to land at Kigali. This fueled hatred once again between the Tutsis and Hutus. News about the assassination spread quickly throughout the country, and a radio broadcast was made.
Terrible news.
It is true.
Horrible news. Our great president is murdered by the Tutsi cockroaches. They tricked him to sign their phony peace agreement. Then they shot his plane from the sky. It is time to clear the brush, good Hutus of Rwanda. We must cut the tall trees. Cut the tall trees now!
As a result, Hutu politicians were killed as well as Hutu residents of villages. Violence continued throughout the country. Between April 6 and July of 1994, about 800,000 Tutsis and moderate Hutus were killed. Most killings took place in villages and towns around the country, often by neighbors and militia members.
In 1992, the United States launched Operation Restore Hope in response to the civil war and subsequent famine taking place in the eastern African nation of Somalia. The United States landed approximately 20,000 Marines and other forces to protect UN food shipments to the people of Somalia. During one particular operation in Mogadishu, 19 U.S. soldiers were killed, President Clinton showed reluctance to deploy troops into Rwanda after dealing with the genocide in Somalia.
It wasn't until April 29th of 1994 when the UN asked for 50 armored vehicles from the United States to be deployed to Rwanda. The deployment of these vehicles was delayed due to discrepancies over the cost of the task.
The Rwandese Patriotic Front eventually ended the genocide. The same group later overthrew the Hutus and gained power. Many of the guilty murderers fled the country to the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Even though the genocide in Rwanda has come to an end, genocide still continues today in countries like Darfur.